And we're back. What? It was you? So that was your mochi after all. Oh, Talt. After I heard your story, I asked around. I asked vets about mochi who came in with injuries. One mochi was brought to Age Island a few years ago. The time and place matched, so it made me wonder. And wow, it was your mochi after all. I never imagined she could still be alive. Well, she's getting up there, so she can't fight anymore. She lives comfortably, with many friends. Thank goodness, she sounds happy. Look, the mochi doll. What? This shows that you've made a bond with the mochi. Now you'll be able to regenerate a mochi. I see, let's do it. I can raise a mochi again. I'm so glad for you. Let's regenerate one right away. Let's not, and say we did. Now, an interesting thing to note here is if you try to unlock a regularly locked disc, like if you try to unlock a Raiden right out of the gate, you'll just get, like, I think an authorized reader warning. It's like, oh, you have to be authorized reader to get this one. Mochi will actually give you a different error message. It will say that there is something wrong with Fane's mindset. And he'll ask if Fane is okay, and then ask him to use a different disc instead. Just kind of a little in-story hint. And that's the true end of the Mochi mystery, so I'm going to jump ahead to the next relevant bit. And I'll see you guys there. And we're back to it. This time, I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Now, as you see, I have been working very hard. We've also gotten the full maturity warning for all 3 monsters, meaning they're probably going to be entering their twilight soon. More on that in a minute. But today, I wanted to show, today as in this in-game week, there is a group battle. Group battles come in 2 flavors, 3-on-3 and 5v5. And I just thought it'd be really cool to do something different. And this way I can bring all 3 of my monsters along, and every monster that participates, whether they actually do anything or not, gets a star point. So that's pretty cool. So we're jumping into the Iris Cup. What am I fighting for? Etc. etc. Today's fight is a head-to-head battle pitting Ranch against Ranch. Watch as Cool Ranch and Team Kumahio battle for their honor. Which ranch will make history? Which will be history? Let the Iris Cup begin, lowercase l. So, as you see, we have our trio, Jimmy, Frog, and Titania, versus Jumbo, Dave, and Klee. Now, you might be wondering, why did I put Titania last? I didn't. That's literally just how the game does it. I had no say in the matter. I think it goes in seniority, which is just great, I guess. Anyway, I just thought this would be a fun change in pace, and if you guys want to see some other different kinds of matches... Oh yeah! I might have gotten into a little bit of a half-asleep groove while grinding recently, and I literally just had Jimmy doing the Magic Rock, like, every other week he wasn't currently resting. So he has, like, 700 power... But I still have him with abysmal accuracy. I really need to do something about that. Well, I'll need to do something about it eventually. I've actually raised that random roller before. I was disappointed. He was the frog of that trio. So, speaking of the frog of that trio, in some of these... the monster who wins continues to fight until they are defeated. In this particular one, it's best 2 of 3. Now, Frog is decently powerful, but his attacks suck. I'm just going to be honest. I've been mostly getting by just being really cheap by using his gut-sapping move, because I can't really rely on any of his powerful moves. This is kind of reminding me why I quit raising plants a long time ago. But here goes! Well, that's a good start, I suppose. That's how I start most of Frog's fights, to see if I can't just stop them from being able to do anything. And then usually I just stall for time and hope for the best. Frog. You are such a disappointment. I didn't even mean to use that attack, but whatever. We're going with it now. This is the road I'm on. Frog has been my problem child, and a lot of people in the comments were like, yeah, that's just kind of the way that that particular plant is. But no, like, he's better now ever since I got a new intelligence gadget, Stonehenge, which is the second level intelligence gadget. Problem is it lowers speed, so it's not really great for Titania. And we're going to do the third round, I think, just as formality, even though we've essentially already won. Now, Titania, I've actually been working a lot on her speed and accuracy. And I'm kind of trying to just make it so that she can't get hit, because in boss encounters, you kind of just need a monster that either has huge defense or huge speed. And in fact, it's actually going to become the entire crux of our strategy in Monster Rancher Evo. More on that later. Thankfully, her high speed has largely kept her out of trouble. I hate Panchos so much. I don't even know what it is. Just everything about their design. I don't like anything about it. Just nothing at all. The upside, he's probably not going to hit me. Downside, I'm probably not going to hit him either. Oh good, about time. Now, someone in the comments, and I forget who, mentioned how that block mechanic, and like I never even really stopped to think about it as its own mechanic. I think that's just another dodge animation, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's the monster no-selling it or doing something, like, defending, necessarily. That's just the impression that I get. I think it's just another dodge, but for attacks that would have awkward animations to dodge. If that makes sense. Actually, don't normally fight this aggressively with Titania. I'm actually usually, like, just very relaxed. But you know what? Clock's ticking. Got stuff to do. Yeah, so, like, as you see, they're all strong in their own ways. And even Frog did better than I thought he was going to, because I've raised Lesiones, and I actually really like Lesiones. So yeah, that's a ranch battle. The victor of this incredible battle is Cool Ranch. I'm so pleased with that name. Congratulations. No, we get a pretty good chunk of change. I think that was like 7,000 gold for winning. Yeah, and a beef. I mean, now that beefs are hard to come by since you can buy them. Yeah, I thought that'd be a fun little diversion, a little bit of action, given how, especially last week's video was not particularly pulse-pounding. So I'm gonna jump ahead to the next exciting bit, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And we're back. Just a few weeks after that last battle. There was a tag battle in the middle, but it wasn't very interesting, and that's why Frog and Titania are maxed out. Anyway, it's time for Jimmy to take his rightful place among the A rank. Honestly, in canon, most ranchers plateau at the B or A ranks, but B and A is also the best place for money in terms of, like, effort yield. Yo, all you monster battling freaks. This is the day you've been waiting for. Win and you'll get a ticket to glory. You'll be rank A. Lose and you get nothing. Who will the goddess look fondly upon? Only one of you. Now, show us a good fight. Official grade rank B in Torble, begin! Alright, good collection of monsters here. Alright, off to a great start. Yeah, Jimmy's big issue is he's very imbalanced, because I kinda went on autopilot while training them the past few months. I need to get his accuracy up, and maybe it'll be fine. Yeah, we get to get shot out of a cannon, which has always been kind of a dream of mine. Don't know how that didn't break my legs, but hey, that was pretty cool. Alright, so our first enemy is a suzerain. Suzerains are little battle monsters, and I actually think they're quite cute. This one's part Joker, so it has that weird, like, Chow skull thing going on. Well then. Jimmy does tend to finish fights quickly. He'll either win, hands down, or he'll lose hands down. Very little wiggle room in that respect. This is a Color Pandora with an Agio subtype. I'll be honest, I don't like Color Pandora. I think Agio are cute, though. Okay, Jimmy. I hate that mechanic so much. Like, it's genuinely hard to put into words, because he has max bonding. It's literally 100. Problem is, I haven't been working on Jimmy's speed at all. So, stuff like this happens, and it gets really, really, really idiotic. Finally. But, like, they're all past the last maturity warning. This trio of monsters is probably going to hit their twilight soon. So I gotta make the best of it while I can. Terror BK. Terror Book? Terror Buck? I don't get it, but he is kind of intimidating. I'll give him that. Well, scary looking at any rate. Next up is our Rocky reference. And of course it's scripted because it's a rival battle. So you have to win every fight, which I really feel cheapens everything. Well, you really come to fight in the competition. Oh, don't worry, I'm not interested in getting revenge for that time you punched me. I didn't punch you, Rio did. But watch yourself, my Balboa's sword fighting skills are tip-top and sharp as a knife. The sword fighting skills are as sharp as a... You know what, Dale? Whatever you say. Who knows, you might even accidentally injure your poor monsters. Boo-hoo. Yeah, I don't want to hear that from the guy who got spoon-fed wins. Can't believe I'm praising Monster Rancher 3 here, but not only could there be multiple rivals, the rivals could actually lose. So, yeah. Okay, good start, but Durahans are tough. We know that already. Oh, wrapped up with a twofer. If I had missed even once, that could have gone really, really, really badly. Woo! Gotta show her love to Jimmy. Congratulations! Well, now we have defeated Dale both physically and in monsters. I hope you come to your senses, Dale, and can see that your methods were wrong. Ah, you cheated! You met with Wit, didn't you? What did Wit do for you? You gave me a single item? Like, steroids! Yeah, use steroids to strengthen your monster. You know, that's actually an option! I mean, like, Tronron and Najeel and stuff like that. Like, you can! I don't, but you can! How awful, how could you dare say such a thing? Shut up, shut up! Can't accept this, I won't! Why? Why won't you understand? How can we save the poor monsters on your ranch? Darn it, what will it take to convince Dale? How about a teacher? Maybe a teacher from the school that everybody went to. I see. But I was expelled, and... I don't know. No! You must not close your heart out of fear. That's the same mistake I made. You must overcome it. You're right, Rio. Maybe we should go to the town of Visley to leave school. That's on Age Island, actually. Okay. That was a little hair-raising, but we did it, and Jimmy is now an A-ranked monster. So, way to go, Jimmy! So we're going to jump ahead to the next plot event, because I don't want to get copyright struck again. And it's time to visit Visley on Age Island. The sea and air is beautiful in this relaxing resort town. That would be are beautiful, because it's two different things. Home of a hospital. That is true, but there's a lot more on Age Island than just the monster hospital, but okay. I really, really, really like the map here. Like, this is just super nice. And, yeah, there's actually some bits here that we see in Monster Rancher Advance 2, including that town square there on the right. So that's cool. Oh, if it isn't Snek. Nice to see you. What brings you here today? Mrs. Casa, I want to talk to you about Dale. Yes, I see. That is very sad indeed. Mrs. Casa, please tell him what he needs to hear. That I cannot do. To teach is to guide with language and encourage learning. It is not about forcing ideas upon others. You know, I want to say something. I want to say something really, really, really sarcastic about teachers' unions, but no, I'm not getting into it. But the only thing I can do is consult with Ima about creating official rules to regulate this. But even if that is done, there will be those who break the rules, like you once did. What happened? The ancient book, the Tome of Black Arts, that sleeps in our school library and is rumored to contain ancient art of monster strengthening. Our school forbids anybody from opening the pages of this dangerous book, and he broke that rule. Why? Why does every public library in a fantasy setting have some kind of Necronomicon within it? And more importantly, if you can't read the book, why keep it? If you can't even look at it, if you can't even discuss the ideas contained within it, then the book might as well not exist. Just burn it and remove the temptation of reading whatever forbidden knowledge. Now, I'm not actually calling for book burning, but I'm pointing out the obvious here. If you can't read it, then a book has no purpose. But even a bad idea needs to be assessed and understood, which is why I think this kind of mindset is really, really, really idiotic. Arts of monster strengthening. Why? Why would Snek pursue that? See, this is kind of weird, and I think this might be a translation flub, but just saying, oh, it's like arts of monster strengthening. That could be anything. That could be exercise and diet regimen, for all you know. But Rio is treating it the same as she did when we were, like, seeing Don Mudleon's altered arm. So, I think they could have translated this bit a little bit better so that it made a bit more sense. Because on its face, monster strengthening doesn't sound that bad. Exactly, we were all surprised that the one who cared for the monsters most would do such a thing. That's why when it happened I asked you, are you covering for somebody? But you insisted it was your own doing. Yes, it was. Yes, of course, I see. I shall wait then, Snek. Wait for the day that you have grown strong enough to tell me the whole truth of this matter. Out of the way. What's your problem? Get lost, I tell ya. Teacher, Giuliano is... Hey, what's going on? Stop it, Lambda. Don't you have the respect for your seniors? What the heck are you doing? I mean, I'm sorry, something has gotten into our heads. Their heads. Chris, why you there, what are you up to? Not much. Next, don't get very big. It's Mr. Richter. You bet it's Mr. Richter, you little punks. We're sorry. You got what you deserved. Chris, I'm talking to you too. Yes, Mr. Richter. These characters literally do nothing. I don't even know why they're here. I'm sorry, things are crazy around here. Huh? Now get lost, you little creeps. Yes, Mr. Richter. Oh boy, finally they're out of my hair. I think just a while back I was holding you and your friends. Haha, well, you seem to be doing well, Snek. You had me worried there for a while. Random. And yes, we can visit the hospital. It looks a bit different, a bit more tropical than we saw in Monster Rancher Advance 2, but it is said that Age has a tropical environment, and part of that is part of the reason why Age monsters live a bit longer than those in the Fimba and Ima regions. Hello. What brings you here? Yep, we get another item shop, which serves very similar functionality. I'm pretty well stocked at the moment. You can also buy vitamin, which I have yet to find a monster that actually likes them, apart from, like, Angers. You can buy the medicine items here. Again, not sure why you would. But more importantly, you can get the oily oil item, which is a little less mandatory in this game than it was if you wanted to do, like, a never tired method. And it's also not as potent. So, I don't know why they make it so expensive. It is what it is. And yeah, another item another item shop, another female. And yes, that is going somewhere. And as soon as I can get the event to trigger, I will tell you what I'm talking about. But for now, we're going to fall back and see what happens next. Morning. Today's another nice day. Oh, we have a visitor. Hello, like always, delivery. From Emma? A rank A breeder certificate. Awesome, maybe it's from the battle with Dale. Although Dale didn't admit your victory. Rank A, that's amazing. I didn't know you were doing so well. Shoot, I'm a big fan, so don't leave me out of the loop on your progress. I'm sorry, thank you so much. Oh, don't worry about it. Well, keep up the good work. I mean, that is a big threshold to hit. Snek, now you can enter the Visley competition. Go team. Hey, Pollock. Think we've appraised everything? I haven't been on an expedition in a while. Alright, we're all clear here for now. Alright, I was suspecting this was coming up pretty soon. So, this is our last warning. Got to mute this while I explain myself. This is our last warning before we get the final retirement warning, at which point their potential will be spent, they will gain no more stats, and they won't be able to fight or adventure. So, I'm kind of at this weird plateau where maybe with a little bit of luck, Jimmy might be able to eke out another plot significant win. But right now, that's looking a little hairy. I might try, but I can't promise that I can, given how weird and lopsided his stat spread became. That said, I'm going to turn this over to you guys while I finish out the rest of Jimmy, Frog, and Titania's lifespans. Pick 3 monsters, any 3 monsters, to replace these 3. Now, do so with the understanding that they're going to be fusing with these 3 monsters. If you give me some asinine combination, don't be surprised if I choose to ignore your comment. Of course, Frog's bonding isn't all the way up, because Frog has to hate me and spite me to the very last. Now, Frog and Titania likely still have a little bit of fight in them, because Jimmy is a few months older than they are. But, yeah, it's looking to be high time. So, pick some monsters, and really the only thing I would ask is vote for monsters you didn't vote for in the last comment. And it doesn't mean you get 3 votes. Don't say I'm casting all 3 votes for this one particular species so that it will win. Just pick 3 monsters, alright? So, I'm going to wrap these guys up and see how far I can push Jimmy, which I don't suspect is too much further. And I mean, seriously, look at this calendar. Yeah, these are like the first singles that I've had access to since I got to the A rank. It's been a minute. So even if I take advantage of every single one that I can, I might have a shot in July. But I don't even think that's necessarily going to pan out. I'm going to end this week's episode here. I know it's a little bit shorter than I usually do these, but, well, them's the breaks of being a monster rancher. Also note, if you want to see the next generation being raised and maybe some highlights of their life, or if you'd rather me just cut to the chase and get diffusing. Either way, don't be too surprised if I have to skip next week's episode and fill in Wednesday with something else while I get this situated, because It's a lot of gameplay hours that I'm cutting out of just mashing schedule and training over and over and over again. Alright, this is the Hipster Snek, and I'm signing off for now.